What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Games Talk Live. Of course, your host here, Jay Fonz, along with my co-host, Hargeet Chani. Hargeet, we have a couple of special people here today.
Yes, we do.
Friends
that are always around us.
Friends, we play games together all the time, so it's of course, it's great to have. We had That Blue Number on last week, but welcome back. It's good to have you.
Thank you
Again.
Thank you.
Colt Eastwood, you make your return. It's been a few months, I think. You haven't been on in a while.
Yeah,
it's been a while. It's been a
long time.
You hate me now. You just never come anymore. You're like, I prefer my other old friend Mag. You prefer?
Oh yeah,
Is it the glasses?
Everybody else does too. Yeah.
Everybody else does too. You asshole. All right.
Well, Colt and I got to meet in person a few weeks back. He got to come out to New York. I drove down. We had some fun.
Yep.
No, we talk every day, Colt and I. Like literally every day we talk. Even if it's brief or long. Sometimes we have long conversations. Gossip.
That's what she said.
Ollie.
There you go.
There it is. There it is.
It just pops out sometimes. I can't help it.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Or that's what he said. Could go either way there.
But
there's
that's the
feedback.
show.
Yep.
Oh man, that thing is massively huge.
And then it popped out.
All right. We're going to get right back on track with this show. It's good to have everybody here. I really don't have to ask much of what you guys have been playing because I know what you guys have been playing. We've all played together at some point this week. Borderlands 4. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
90 hours. 90
hours.
freaking hours. And finally finished the campaign and most of the quests. Not even close to all, I guess. Yeah.
it's a lot of side quests. I myself finished
really
it
at the
this
beginning
morning,
of
too.
it. I haven't played much at all. I don't even have you guys get a motorcycle or something. I haven't even gotten that far.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You do have the
gotta
jump
do that.
pack though, right?
Nowhere.
You have the jump pack,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I have
I
that.
played with him. I know he has the jump pack.
Yes.
Yeah, so I beat it this morning as well. 81 hours for me. Really, I overall, I think it was a great game. It's got its shortcomings. I just have to put this out there. Like for me, I had fun in co-op. I had a blast even in single player, but it's the lack of loot variety for me. It's still that. And it's a shame because Borderlands is known for that loot variety. And it seems like it's just a little lacking. Am I right, Colt? I mean, just a little bit.
Yeah, for people who are like big fans of Borderlands that would care about the discussion, but you can find really great guns that are blue or purple variety, but a lot of stuff that drops on the ground has really been reduced. They wanted legendaries to feel more unique, but I think it sort of took away what makes Borderlands better than Destiny, in my opinion. So,
How dare you? Yeah. The original Destiny I loved. That Holly, for you, I think you had the same issue. Like you're still playing through it, but you have the same issue, huh? The loot.
Yeah. It used to be really exciting. Like you guys remember we were playing 3. I got that brain gun in it was like level 12 or something. It was from a boss fight. It was a legendary because you used to always or almost always get legendary drops from boss fights, and that's just not a thing anymore. And that brain gun was so much fun. I was playing that I was using it 15 levels higher just because it was a good time, right? So there are really cool things that they have done with the loot, with the guns and stuff, but I don't feel like they're as unique or as special or exciting as they were in the previous iterations. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. That's exactly it for me too. Anyways, I know you're still at the very beginning, Hargeet, but again, I will jump in and play with you, with anybody. I don't mind.
Yeah, I need to start
I like the
from
game.
my levels because you guys are way past me.
I would play through the game again. I don't mind doing that because I think it's a solid, for me, it's a solid 8. I would give it an 8 out of 10 just because
nice.
I had a lot of fun with it. Again,
I've been playing also Dulac and Faye, which it's an odd one. Basically, Dulac is Lancelot and Faye is Morgana, and they're in like the 1800s instead of the old. So it's still the same universe, and you're solving murders. Let's just say I don't want to give too much away, but you're solving things that are happening around the area in London. So it's an interesting little adventure puzzle game. It's not actiony at all, but it's an interesting little game. I bought it a while ago. Never got a chance to play. It was just in my backlog. I'm like, fine, I want to try this. So, but I've been playing that along with some Borderlands. I've also been playing like Helldivers and stuff like that. But anyways, whatever.
yeah.
Well, I started a new game this week. I started on stream. I started Baby Steps. So
Oh my gosh.
that came out this week.
Is that a 9? I hear it's a 9.
It was a 9 on IGN. You know, dude, I'm telling you, like that game, everybody likes to beef about it, right? And make fun of it, and I get it. It's totally fine. But there is something about it that I'm not a rage bait game kind of player, right? Those usually just I don't like getting that mad, right, without a reason. But there is something about it that is fun, and I've actually been like, I can't wait to play that again. That was really fun. Even though I spent an hour and a half trying to get up one damn rock to get on top, to get over on top of this other thing, and still failed and said, forget it. I gotta go, right? But it was fun, and I think the audience had a great time because, it's fun to watch people get mad. I yelled a lot. I really complained about Nancy at the office and equated her to the rock in the game and how it was really annoying, and you just had to deal with it, and it was a good time. But Baby Steps is fun. It's not as ragey as those games where you have to climb up, what's that one, Only Up or Up last year, right? That was all the rage, where you have to climb this spire of crazy things, like in Expedition 33, the one optional challenge that you just have to go up, and if you fall off, you start all over kind of thing. This isn't that. There are milestones and stuff that make it more entertaining. Anyway, I talked a lot about Baby Steps, but that shows it was good. It's good. Baby Steps is fun.
All right, Baby Steps is fun, according to Holly. Everybody rush out and buy the game. In other news, I hear that Ghost of Antifa is doing really well by the critics. It's got an 87.
Fonz, you can't call it
What?
that.
What? Oh, did I say Antifa? I meant Ghost of Yote. Sorry. I didn't mean that. But that's what she calls herself, right? I mean, I'm just repeating it.
I know I kept seeing people sharing stuff
got an
around. I thought that
87.
was her name.
It's got an well, hey, it's got an 87. That's a good score. Hargy, you're shaking your head. What's up, man?
Well, I don't know if I would call it what you called it. I'm happy it's doing well review-wise. I'm also happy that they came out and got rid of all the controversy stuff, right? So, which is great. So
I don't know that they really did that, but they tried.
they did something. They did
Yeah.
something.
They did
and
something.
did.
At least they did
They
something.
did. They made some steps.
Yeah. So that's a step in the right direction for me. So I'm happy that it's reviewing well. So we'll see. But I don't. I don't know
It's
if I'd
reviewing
call it
well,
Ghost of,
and it looks like-
what you called it.
Well, I mean, it's not something that I'm saying out of turn. It's what she said. It's what she calls herself. So hey,
Yes. However, that's now a not so good group. As
oh, that's
per our
right.
government.
It's a terrorist group.
I
Yeah,
don't-
that's right.
yes, so I'm like, I don't know if
It
it's-
is. It is. You're right. 100%.
If putting up Nintendo's footage is demonetizing, I don't know.
Oh,
What
I'm
this is.
okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. We're just stating some facts here. But hey, it will be a good game to play when it comes out on PC, right, Colt?
Yeah. I might. I'm trying to
get
figure
it
out
then.
what. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to play it now on PS5 or if I am going to wait.
I think we should
but we
just
just
wait.
wrapped. We just wrapped on Borderlands, and I don't know when I'm going to do New Game Plus stuff because I've got Dying Light: The Beast, which is ready right now. So I might wait a little bit, but then games start avalanching in while I'm playing The Beast. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I really like Tsushima. This
Yeah,
one
me
looks
too.
just like
One
that.
of my favorites. Yeah. But it had nothing to do with Antifa in the first one. Nothing at all. So, anyways, Sony had its state of play this week. And man, I got to say, I actually really liked this state of play, guys. I honestly did. So I didn't watch it when it first dropped, this state of play. I watched it today for the first time. Now, I saw a couple of the trailers, the Wolverine trailer and stuff, before I watched the whole state of play. But I watched the entire thing today. And then I did the mistake of watching the Tokyo Game Show Xbox Showcase thing after. And before we even get into the Tokyo Game Show, I'm going to start with the Sony stuff with you guys, but I'll just say that was a big mistake to do. You don't go from that state of play to what I saw at Tokyo Game Show. It was just very different. But this is kind of what we saw. This is the gist of it. We saw Saros. We saw Microsoft Flight Simulator. We saw Battlefield 6, Deus Ex Remastered, Neo 3, Code Vein 2, Final Fantasy Tactics, Eve Elise, Chronicles Crimson Desert, which releases March 19th. We got that. It's a full year later after the original release. It was supposed to release this year on March 19th, which is pretty weird that it ended up that way a year later. But they also showed Last Epoch, which is strangely skipping the Xbox. And that's a shame, too, because that's a really good game. I played that in early access on Steam, and I really like The Last Epoch. It's a lot like Diablo. It's that type of game. And, of course, Insomniac finally showed Wolverine. And, boy, was it brutal in every possible good way. I think that's what really just, drove it home for me with this state of play. I liked a lot of the games they showed. It wasn't anything new, really. They showed a bunch of games that we've seen already. But it was good looks to games that we've seen. And then dropping that Wolverine finally, for me, was just icing on the cake. It was just really good. And I'm excited for the game. I mean, for you guys, what did you feel about this state of play? Colt, I'll start with you. What did you think about this state of play?
I don't really have any complaints about. I mean, there's games in the middle that everyone doesn't like. Like the beginning was awesome. Soros was a good start, and then there's all that stuff. There's all these multi-plats.
Yeah, there's a lot of multi-plats.
I kind of feel like I would rather state of play to be 20 minutes, and for them to show just stuff that PlayStation provides instead of their third-party partners or third-party. I don't even know if they're partnering with that, but I would have liked to see just Soros and a couple things were only coming to PlayStation, and then the other stuff. Like we didn't need another Crimson Desert trailer and some stuff like that. But the Wolverine thing was really, really awesome, and people were complaining about the Wolverine leaks for so long and making fun of the game, and I'm like, don't do that. Like, don't sit there and act like this game's going to come out and be wonky and super lame and be a reskin of Spider-Man. I think people are going to find out it's more like it's probably going to be more in style of an Infamous game than it is a Spider-Man game. So yeah, I enjoyed the state of play, except for that middle section, but I'm not going to cry about some stuff that I could have seen anywhere else.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But, I mean, one thing I would ask you, though, because you said you would like to see them keep it to, say, exclusive games to PlayStation, but then what would Microsoft show with their showcases if you kept that same energy? It would be like, because, I mean, basically we're getting a bunch of
I don't need them to show...
there.
I don't need them to show other people's games like Star Wars Outlaws or whatever they've done in the past. They can show stuff that's Play Anywhere and stuff that's Game Pass and stuff that's theirs. And for the most part, I think if you look at the last couple showcases for Xbox, the large majority of their stuff is either Play Anywhere, Game Pass, or first party. And then they have a couple of partnered things, like, if I remember correctly. But the state of plays aren't always like that. But this last one, they showed, I don't know, maybe 15 games.
Yeah.
And 10 or 11 of them were coming to Xbox and PC. So, I don't know. I just, sometimes you can do a really short show and not have the filler. And I've talked about this many times. Like, the Xbox Showcase shows like something like Bug Snacks. I'm like, why is this there? But you know that they have these deals where they cut a deal with these smaller studios. We'll give you guys the spotlight, and and some games could be like a runaway hit, so you don't want to like leave that off the table. But as fans, like, we know what we're looking for.
Okay, so apparently I was corrected. Last Epoch might be coming to Xbox after all. It just might be coming after the release on PlayStation. Not sure. That's what somebody's saying in the chat as well. Face 23 BKNY. That's what I was getting at. He says Xbox shows third-party games at their show. Yeah, but Colt does have a point there. When they're showing games that are third-party that also happen to be in Game Pass and stuff, I think that is a good showcase to have, because it's in one of their services that they're providing, and it's essentially a free game in there.
He did also ask this. I don't know if we want to get into that. Maybe we get into it later. But
can Wolverine sell PS5 consoles? Thoughts? Before anybody else answers, I'll just say I personally don't know if it's a system seller necessarily, because Wolverine is not Spider-Man. Spider-Man is beloved all across the world. It's a different enigma with Spider-Man. Wolverine is not that character. However, for some people, it may sell some PS5s, may not. I don't know, but I don't think it's like a system-wide seller. I don't think it's one of those like huge games that's going to sell a lot of PS5s. No, I don't. I don't know about you, Hargeet, but that's how I feel.
I think it'll sell some. I think this is where I find it a little confusing. Is there's enough oddities with the PS5 Pro not playing games better than the PS5 that if they screw that piece up, it could create more of a backlash than it would like just being good. So, because if you're going to buy a new one now, are you going to buy the base or are you going to buy the Pro? And maybe the base, fine, but a lot of people would like try to get the Pro, but like it consistently keeps coming up with games that are worse on the Pro than the base, which is just not good. And like maybe by the time this comes out, it's fixed. That'd be great, right? But that is just one headache. And like their games do come to other platforms, and more people are starting to shift over to PC. I don't know. It's an interesting one. We're just at an odd place. Normally, if this is like 10 years ago, I'd say 100%. It'll absolutely sell more consoles. They'll bundle it in the holiday season. It's absolutely going to sell more consoles. Now it's kind of an interesting question of like, do people shift over and say, it'll come to PC in a few months. I don't care whether it's a year away or 6 months away. I'll just get it then. It's just an interesting time. I still think they'll bundle it. I think that'll happen. So it'll sell some consoles. I'll assume it'll do something. So my guess is probably. But there is just this oddity now of, do you buy a Pro or do you just say, to heck with it, I'm going to buy a PC. And if I'm going to buy a PC, then I'll just wait, right? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. And he has another one. The trailer is 5.5 million views in one day. Yeah, and look, Wolverine's still pretty big. It's still a Marvel character. It's probably one of the bigger Marvel characters. Mm-hmm. I agree. But like, it's just a weird time. I would think it will. I just don't think it'll do what, like you're saying, Fonz, with Spider-Man. It sold a ton of consoles. Right? It sold a ton of consoles. They bundled it. It was a massive hit. I don't think it's that, but it's something. It's going to do something, I would guess.
I think the game itself is going to sell very well. It will, for sure. But I just don't see it doing Spider-Man numbers. I don't see that. I think that's what a lot of people are thinking out there, that this game is going to sell consoles like Spider-Man did, and I just don't see it. I just don't. And I love Wolverine.
Really?
Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Wolverine movie was huge last year. Wolverine's a big franchise for Marvel, and the games really got people really excited. So I think it'll do really well. But to say, like you were saying earlier about the PS5 Pro, we learned this week that the PS5 Pro was in single digits attach rate, doing probably a little bit better than the PSVR 2. But PlayStation consoles are selling anyway, so there should be a small uptick in console sales,
would think, right?
when Wolverine comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it hard to compare, like, first of all, for me personally, I know I'm not the only one, but I'm probably also in the minority. I don't care about Spider-Man at all. I really like Wolverine. So, like, I was, I'm interested in playing Wolverine. I would like to play Wolverine. But don't you think there's also the factor of that I mean, I just can't help but look at the fact that Spider-Man, is usually coming out right at console launch, right? Like when did Spider-Man 2 came out? Shortly after console launch?
No,
right?
it came out in 23, if I remember right.
Okay, so a year to 2 years?
3 years up. 3 years
3
after.
years. Okay.
3
But
years
still
after.
early enough in the
Miles
gen.
launched with it.
But Miles
Miles
Morales
launched.
launched
Miles
with
did.
the
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but don't you think Wolverine at the end of the life cycle? First of all, I find it weird that any one game somebody's like, "Yes, I'm going to go pay $500 to $600 just to play one game." I find that weird. But
They did it with Spider-Man though. They
well,
honestly
no,
did. A
no,
lot
no.
of
I'm
people
just
did.
any game. I just find it strange that somebody's like, "Yes, I'm willing to pay $500 to $600 to play this one game." Right? It's kind of that, like I want it, and then there's like this one thing that tips them over the edge, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But I would think that since we're at the end of the generation, that people know, right, that there's another console coming out in 2 to 3 or 4 years, but then, and the PS5 Pro is out, I guess. But normally that wouldn't be an issue because console prices would have lowered by now, right? And they're
that's
only
the
going
key.
up.
It's a
So-
weird state.
Yeah.
So, how do you quantify, right? Like, you're at this bubble where you're like, well, if I wait a little bit longer, maybe, maybe I can just wait it out till the next one because I thought I was going to wait till now and get a console like $150 less than what it launched at. Now you want $50 to $100 more, and I have less life on this console. So what are we doing, right? I don't know. I find
So,
like
Holly,
if
to that
people
point,
know,
I've done that. I've done the thing that you said that you find odd. I'd wait because I don't care about the PlayStation side as much. So I'd
Yeah.
just wait until nearly the end of the generation and say, hey, this thing's like half off. It's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
all the games are like $5, $10, $20. I'm like, yep, that's it. They're like
Sure.
the 5 games that I care about. I'll just buy the whole thing for the cost of the whole new console when it launched. Right? I'm now done. I have everything I want from them in one shot. I would have done that, but your point is exactly the problem. Instead of it being cheaper, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
that just
And especially
blows
when
that
you
out
know
of the
that-
water.
especially too when you know that based on the patterns that we've seen, pretty much all of these Sony games are going to go to PC, right? So if you're willing to wait,
A year.
PC,
you might as well just
I
get the
think
PC
I
version.
think
This is the
more
headache, right?
people
It's just
are
a big
looking
place.
at people. I think more people are looking at PC as an actual option more than they ever used to, right? Because PCs weren't as easy to navigate all of the gaming space, etc. 8 years ago, 10 years ago, right? Whatever.
Well, it's also you're getting to the point where some of these games are hitting like, even on the Pro, you're getting like 720p resolution upscaled, and you're like, do you really want that, or do you want to wait for the PC version and get a better real resolution and better features to use or not use? And I don't know. That's what kind of I struggle with personally, because Wolverine looks like an amazing game. To me, it's probably the better game than Spider-Man is for me. I love the brutality and everything in it. The cutting off of limbs and stuff is pretty cool, and I'm just so glad they stuck to that mature theme for Wolverine, because that is Wolverine. That said, though, part of me is like, am I willing to wait a year, or on the flip side, am I willing to get it day one on PlayStation and have a worse version? So I'm in that headspace. Right now, I have no desire to rush out and get Ghost of Yote, for instance. Like, I can wait until the PC version. Wolverine, I'm a little more excited for, but I might be in that same headspace. I might say, hey, I'm just going to wait for it on PC. So
I'm
that's
definitely
where I'm at.
wait for it on PC. But I guess we never got Holly your thoughts on the state of play. Like,
Oh,
kinda
yeah.
got Colts.
Yeah, I take notes on all of these as I'm watching them, right? So I write down every game that's shown, and like if there's time, like some comments from what I saw.
Yeah.
And there's two things you didn't mention, which
Yeah,
I
there's a
don't
couple
know
of
if it's
games I
even.
didn't mention because it
Well,
just
no,
kind of
they're not even games. They announced 2 different new hardware,
peripheral.
right?
Yeah.
They announced those wireless speakers, which was out of the blue. I was a little surprised by that, but fine.
Colt bought
I feel like
2 pairs.
I feel like most people go out and just buy sound bars now with their TVs, right? So I don't. Either way, whatever. And then the God of War controller, which, good lord, like, PlayStation just really, like, what is, like, I don't even know the words for, like, how peak Xbox controllers and peripheries are with their visuals and all that stuff. And then you have a limited edition 20th anniversary God of War controller, and you took a paintbrush and you swiped a red slash on it and said, God of War, that's it. This is God of War. I mean,
Here's
look
the
at
Age
this.
of Empire.
Look at, this is
Here's
dude.
Age of Empires as chainmail and leather. Like,
Yes.
it's like at PlayStation they say, just don't try. Just make it look like we didn't try, so we don't look like we care about it. It's so weird.
It's
I guess
so
it doesn't
weird.
matter, but it's like,
Well, all
They
of
have
them
the
just
worst designs. They really do. Outside of the Spider-Man console, everything that they put out is just like,
what Spider-Man console? The red one with the logo
Yeah.
on it?
I'll
It was-
say
it
that
was-
the
it was just
Astro
red with a
controller
logo on
was
it.
kind
It
of
was okay.
Look,
cool looking.
the Nathan
I think
Drake
the Astro controller
PS4.
did pretty well. It looked
the
kinda
Astrobot
cool, right?
controller is good, and they have a
Yeah.
second one. Did you see their different
but the
variations?
Astrobot controller, they just put 2 eyes on it. They didn't
Yeah,
do
that's
anything.
all
Yeah,
it
they
did.
put the
fit.
blue. They put blue
fit.
perline pieces on them that are shiny
Okay.
and stuff. Like,
I don't
don't
think
get me
so.
wrong, Xbox would have done it better. But out of all the ones that PlayStation's come out, they're cute. They're cute, right? But it's
Thatch in the
because
chat
Astrobot's cute.
said, is there paint shortage in Japan?
Yeah.
That's funny.
But
Oh, man.
my note for Wolverine, I did not love the show, and frankly, I would prefer like 2 big shows a year instead of having these one-offs that are announced, a day or 2 in advance on all of them. I just prefer like a big event and then not hear anything for a while and then a big event, because these smaller ones, they feel underwhelming because a lot of them are third-party announcements.
And
from
they
any-
show the
from
same
all-
thing we've seen with other
Yes.
shows. Yeah.
Yes.
The bigger ones. You're right.
Yes. The Wolverine thing was nice, but my note was looks like Spider-Man, which was one of the things people were wondering about. And I don't like his movement has a lot of Spider-Man undertones, you know
You're
what
right.
I'm saying? Which is Insomniac. I get it, right?
Yep.
But I'm still excited for Wolverine. That doesn't detract from me wanting to play it.
Yeah.
But it does look like a lot of the moves are just reskinned Spider-Man components. And I'm not trying to be negative. I love Insomniac. I think they're really cool. And to your point about the performance, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Insomniac does a pretty good job of having a fully polished game when they release. Well, Spider-Man 2 was
Spider-Man
rough,
2 had
right.
problems, lots of problems.
But that was the
unfortunately.
PC port, right? Not necessarily the
Nope,
console
nope.
port.
That was the PlayStation port. That Spider
Okay.
Cube, remember that whole thing? That was
Oh,
on
yeah, yeah.
PlayStation.
Spider
Yeah.
Cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it had more problems. It had deeper issues than that. The narrative was terrible.
Well,
That's
put the
the only
narrative
thing I
aside,
really
that's a
worry about.
story, whatever
That's the only thing I really worry about at Wolverine, because I respectfully disagree, Holly. I don't think it looks like reskinned Spider-Man. I think that these move sets are Wolverine through and through. I'm happy with that. I still need to see the traversal, because that alpha footage we were seeing where he was jumping from rooftop to rooftop, that was
It's still
very
there.
Spider-Man-esque. I hope that's not the case, but we will see. But I think that, for me, it's just because of things like, Sweet Baby was involved with Spider-Man 2, and we saw how that story changed, and how MJ was completely just, it was bad, the narrative. I hope that because they are involved in Wolverine here, I hope the narrative is good. That's the only thing I worry about. Outside of that, I think it looks great, and I'm really excited for the game. I don't think I'm going to be picking it up, though. Day one, I might not. I might wait for PC. And his face has told me on Twitter, by the way, he's like, don't get it on PlayStation. Get it on PC. He doesn't want me touching the PlayStation, apparently. I told him then
I
would
agree
just,
with them. Get it on PC. It's
Then
the
I
right
then
platform
I then I
to get it
said
on.
then I just told him that I would just pirate it on PC. That way they don't get any of my money. And he just
Ooh.
yeah, and he liked it apparently. But no, I don't.
Anyways,
pirate
are you all
things.
set, Holly? Do you have more?
Yeah.
No, it was an okay show. I didn't love it. I wasn't, but I was also a little surprised to see Microsoft Flight Simulator in there.
We all knew
But-
it was coming.
And Saros is interesting. I saw a lot of people calling it Returnal 2, and
It's
I
what
think
it is.
it
feels like
looks
that,
a
doesn't
little
it?
bit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said it was 5 minutes, but it didn't really seem like very much actual.
The segment was 5 minutes, I think, with the
Yeah.
developer
Yeah.
interview stuff.
Yeah.
If you like
Well, we'll see.
roguelikes, that's fine. Like I don't. So, and I don't like Returnal. So
They
it's not my
added that.
bag.
Well, they added that down mechanic. You see how they made a point to show you, like, we added
you
this
can come
this
back.
thing. You could
Yeah.
come back. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they had a lot of Returnal sold. Fonz and I were looking it up. It sold 1.5 million copies in 4 or 5 years, and I think they realized that maybe the game was too difficult. The roguelite and the Metroidvania parts were too difficult, so that maybe they're trying to make. When I saw Soros, I thought, oh, didn't look as insanely difficult in the opening level of Returnal. Like you've got 1 million projectiles coming towards you, you're jumping around, and this one looked like it was more manageable. So I think they're trying to capture a bigger audience and make it more accessible to mainstream people,
Yeah.
which I think will be really good. It looks cool. Sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ruham, or I don't know how you say your name there, but he says if you know Wolverine like I do, old school comic book reader, his motorcycle was the Traversal. He had a motorcycle in that comic book and movies. What are we talking about here? Did you see the motorcycle? Did you see the Traversal on motorcycles in the trailer? I don't remember if I saw that actual like gameplay Traversal on a motorcycle. I just saw him running around. I didn't see the motorcycle, so I don't know. Hopefully there's a motorcycle. That'd be cool.
I got really excited that they had Liam. What's his name? I always forget his name. The guy who's the
voicing.
mocap. Yeah.
and voicing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Yeah, I
good
love
pick,
him.
right?
Yeah.
You
He's
love him,
great
Holly?
for Wolverine.
He's great. He's awesome.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Oh man, that thing is massively huge.
Nice.
Oh man, yeah. I maybe for a split second, but I really didn't see the motorcycle like gameplay of him on that motorcycle. Like
I don't remember
didn't see
that.
it. Yeah, maybe a cut scene or something, but it's real fleeting. There's going to be a lot of QTEs in this game. That's going to be
Ugh.
a thing,
Ugh.
and you see that in some of the close-ups and stuff. Like I could tell this is where you're going to push, square to freaking slice him up in the face and things like that.
All right.
QTs can be okay. Go ahead, Hargeet.
Yeah, are you all set, Holly? I just want to make sure you're.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
everything?
Don't get me
Okay.
started on QTEs. You should move on.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm not a fan of QTE games.
I'm okay
That
with
is
them
one
if
of those
they're
things I call
done
like a
in-
PlayStation mechanic. I hate it. I hate
If they're
QTEs.
sprinkled in here and there, I'm fine with them. If they're
I'm
like Final
so
Fantasy
annoyed with-
16, where every boss fight was a QTE, horrible.
Yeah, there's so many of those games that and for me they get all bunched up like you said it like Holly, you don't get how people would buy it. I did, and so then I would have a whole set of games I'm playing, and they're all PlayStation games, and they all have QTEs, and I'm like, I so hate QTE. It's such a horrible game mechanic. Anyway, whatever.
Well, one of the things that makes Spider-Man so impressive are the animations that take over when you're playing. Like some of that stuff you're not doing, you have like really cool takedown animations that
Yeah, they just
you know
does
if
it
you
for
do a
you.
button combo. So
As far as the whole state of play, I think it's a step up. I think they've had like a whole slew of horrible ones, and I thought this was
Yes.
much better.
100%.
The downside to me was nothing really new. We'd seen all these games pretty much. I don't think there was anything. Maybe there was like a remaster of what was it, the Deus Ex original. Maybe that was kind of new, but outside of that, really, like everything had been announced.
And I think
not that
last
that's the end of the
Epoch,
world.
I
But,
think that was the first time it was announced.
but again,
for
it's a game we
console.
already know about, right? It's not
Yeah.
a brand new. Here's
Yeah, but
a
it's
brand
coming to
new
console.
thing.
It's
that we're,
new. It's new to console though. There's a
it's
lot
new
of
to
people out
console. It's
there
like,
who don't
okay,
know
yeah,
anything
but
about
it's the
last
same
Epoch.
thing, whatever. So it's fine, whatever. Same thing like I could say with Flight Simulator. It's already been out. Like, yes, it's new to PlayStation, but okay, come on, whatever. So the majority of it was stuff we knew about. We got more information, and I don't want to discount that. Seeing some Battlefield, the campaign okay, cool. We got to see some of the campaign. Whether it's good or bad, that's a whole other story. Beyond that, I like the Saros thing. Unfortunately, it still does nothing for me. It still looks like Returnal, and I hate to say it, but there's a reality of like if I saw it on an Xbox thing, it's like, oh cool, I'll just download it and try it. You're asking me to pay $70 for that? In the so many other games that I could play, it's like, am I gonna really spend $70 on that? I don't know.
Hargeet, I think a lot of people said that with the first one too. I think a lot of people
with Returnal,
had that
and that's
same
literally
thought.
what happens. Like, don't just put it on me. Like, literally nobody bought it on the PlayStation. Like, it sold like 500,000 copies. Like, it is what it is, right? So, and it got to 1.5 when it got to PC, right? So, I don't know. Like, I'm not overly sold on that yet, but we'll see. Again, I don't like to, just like Baby Steps, I don't like to say, okay, it's terrible. It's funny that Baby Steps is what it is. But hey, whatever. The game may be fun and it may be really, really good. We'll see, right? So Saros may be an awesome game. We'll find out. The rest of it, people might. So I know, Colt, you want to see kind of stuff that's first party, and the reason you want to see that is because you don't have anything else as an engagement with PlayStation. If you bought a PlayStation as your main, however, you want to see those third party things because those are things you're going to play, right? So it's totally fair for them to do that. I have no issue with that. That's fine. And I got to see other things that were cool. That's fine. But I really wanted to see something punchy and new, just something new, even if it's third party, something new. They didn't have that, and that, to your point, Holly, it's like it'd be better to give us fewer but bigger, more bombastic things where you're walking away with like, those 3 games they showed, that was awesome, brand new stuff, yes, like, but there just isn't. And like, okay, now we got to see Wolverine, and I am hesitantly optimistic. And my main concern is they did show the rooftop, and I'm like, I do not want to be jumping on rooftops and jumping from rooftops. Like, that is, they literally would just be copy pasting Spider-Man's mechanics, and I don't want any of that. I want it to be kind of more Wolverine. So if it is like a very Wolverine game, which it looks like it kind of is, it's like, yes, that's cool. Like, let's play that. And I'm Fonz, of course. I'm just gonna wait till PC, obviously, but I don't care if it's on PlayStation first or not. But look, I'm looking forward to it. We'll get to find out in the spring when they show us more gameplay what it is. What I don't want it to be is Spider-Man, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man walking around helping people. No. Like, I don't want any of that. This needs to be Wolverine. And maybe they got it. Maybe they got that messaging when they, the leak thing came out and said, this is crap, we don't want anything. Maybe they got that messaging. And they fixed it. It's good. Let's wait, right? So, but what I saw of it is certainly better than what we originally had seen. So it's really looking good. I just want to see more before I jump in and say, yep, this is going to be awesome. I still think it'll do pretty well. But yeah, I just want to kind of see what that
want to see more of this?
gameplay.
Want to see more of this?
This is like the conversion, right? Mystique, right? That was pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, it'd be good to see if if they can show us the gameplay. What is it really kind of open arena, or is it just a story driven narrative game, which is what I would prefer to have. But we'll see. We'll see what they do with it. They might be able to make it, even if it's open worldy, kind of make it good. I'm open to being wowed by them. So let's see what they pull off, right? I still haven't bought Spider-Man 2, mostly because I can't get through the games I already have. But yeah, it is something I'd be interested in looking at. So
aside
that
from
was good.
Aside from some of the new mechanics, the traversal in Spider-Man 2, I don't think you're missing much. If you played Spider-Man 1, honestly.
Okay,
the story
and that's
just
kind of
gets
been my
worse,
fear.
too.
I don't want samey. I'd like something different, and especially with this, I want it to be different. Now, the little bit of controversy is that Insomniac came out and said, hey, they want to make their graphics look as good as Hellblade, as what Ninja Theory was doing.
Ooh.
That did not happen. I don't see it, at least from my perspective.
I don't see it.
Frankly,
in
don't
Wolverine,
care.
no.
Don't care. No. Don't care that the graphics aren't that good. It's the statement they made. That's where it becomes a little odd, right? So, and then there's this whole PlayStation thing about the graphics need to be this blah 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 quality, whatever. I don't care. I'm happy to play the games, whatever graphics they're at, as long as the core gameplay is fun. But that is out there. So I'll throw it out there. I do not think it looks anything as close to the high quality, well, the realistic quality of what we saw from Ninja Theory. But fair enough. I don't care, but just throwing it out there that is out there, unfortunately. And so there are some pushback from people with the quality of the graphics. Like, whatever.
Yeah. So going after State of Play, I watched today. I watched immediately after that. I watched the Tokyo Game Showcase thing from Xbox. It was like 50 something minutes, and after about the 35th minute, I just kind of skimmed through stuff after that because I wasn't really enjoying it very much. Saw that they finally confirmed Forza Horizon 6 in Japan. That is, that's a good, I guess, non-surprise because everybody knew it before this was ever put out there. Everybody's been waiting for this for a long time. And it was weird because there was like a little bit of controversy that was brought up surrounding the Forza Horizon in Japan, and not it being in Japan, just that the game itself, the narrative on social media was like, or at least the conversation was about how Xbox is or isn't really full third party. Like they're holding back. They're holding this exclusive for a small amount of time, a long amount of time. Nobody really knows. Maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, but it'll be out on PS5 eventually. Then you had people from the industry even chiming in, like Mike Ibarra, former exec at Xbox and also former president at Blizzard. He was out there stating that I think his exact quote was something like, where did he say it? He said, "Let the studio make money." He was referring to just putting it out there day one on PlayStation as well. And he was getting hammered by by a lot of Xbox folks. And then he kind of disappeared for a while. And today he came back. And what did he say today? He said something. You guys have the
well, before you get to that, his comment on Forza Horizon 6 going to PlayStation, it would be bigger launch, it'd sell more, it would be way healthier in the very beginning, even though it doesn't need PlayStation to be healthy, but it would just be even bigger, and it'd be the biggest it could possibly be if it launched a PlayStation, PC, and Xbox all at once. But Mike Ibarra doesn't realize that probably the case is the PS5 port's not ready. They're barely trying to get Forza Horizon 6 launched on PC and Xbox this year, and I don't know if Playground is doing the port for PS5. Maybe they're having Splash Damage, whoever it was, that's doing the, that's not what they're called, Panic Button. Maybe they're having Panic Button do the PS5 port again, and they're giving them, 3 or 4 months. Yeah. I don't know, but you should attack Mike Ibarra for saying it should be on PlayStation. It's just the way it's the way that he positions his disdain for Xbox as a platform. He's like some of the guys who think that the console is everything when it comes to the Xbox brand, when it's really about the platform of games that has made Xbox so much bigger right now. But yeah, we'll get to his comment in a minute. But yeah, ask a question, Mike. Like Mike could just go ask somebody, hey, like, are they? What's the status on the port for PS5? Maybe it's delayed, and do you want to delay the whole game? Maybe you could. I think that Xbox wants Forza, Halo, and Gears coming out in 2026, which I think's whatever. We've had enough of that. Forza, Gears, and Halo. Forza, Gears, and Halo.
The thing for me is, though, is if you're going to go all out and be third party, just be third party. I think this whole timed exclusivity thing is just a waste. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. You're leaving money on the table. You really are. Because by the time it comes around to their consoles, some might not buy it. Some might be on to something else, and it just might not be a thing for them. And sure, while you could say, well, some people will wait, there are those that just won't. I've been in those positions before where I've said, I'll just wait. And then I didn't even buy the game. I was playing something else, or I'm just on to something else. And it's just, that's the way it is. People are different. I don't know. What do you feel about these comments, Holly, about Forza Horizon 6? Timed exclusivity?
Well, I don't know. I think that we all know Xbox is pretty much third party. right, from now on, and that's A-okay. I have no problem with it. I also don't have a problem with them holding a timed exclusive window for their own games for their own console. I think I have no idea whether it's, a porting version, porting problem, or if it's just them trying to do some sort of appeasement to the Xbox owner. I have no idea, right? But I don't think that they should be chastised for it, because it's not like Indiana Jones, right, where they showed the announcement date in June and then did this big to-do in August at opening night live, right, for Gamescom, to do this big old thing to say it's coming to PlayStation like 3 months afterwards. That was fumbling the ball badly, right? So if they want to do a timed exclusive for their own game, that's fine. I think the right way to do it is to announce it's coming to everything like they did, and then just say coming to PlayStation at a later date, and then just
they did announce it. They are saying the PlayStation port is in the works. They did say it.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? That's fine. I think that's the right way to do it. I think just to say, look, we've got this game, it's coming out. And PlayStation, don't worry, yours is coming out later, right? That when they do announce the PlayStation date, it's fine. It's no big deal. Like, you don't have all of the repetitive trauma, all of the things that have come, right? And then you don't have the PlayStation guys yelling and screaming from the rooftops that, well, you gave us all these other games. Why aren't you giving us this? It's coming. It's fine. And PlayStation has done this many a time, right? Bought the bag for timed exclusivity from their side. So why does it matter if Xbox does it too? Or if they release first day and date everywhere too, fine. But just say your plan when you announce the dates and leave it at that. I think it's the right way to do it.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree. But Hargi, what else did you see at the Tokyo Game Show? What are you looking forward to?
Well, first, my thoughts on this controversy.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, of course. You can say your thoughts.
Look, I think Ibarra's he's a jilted lover or something. I don't know what the hell's wrong with him, but he just, every time Xbox does anything, he has to somehow come up with a negative answer.
You can't do that.
So whatever his,
Emotional damage.
he needs to shut up. He just needs to stop this. He sounds like a bitch, and that's what he is. He's a bitch. Stop it.
Dang.
Stop it.
Wow.
Stop it.
Wow. Oh.
No, just stop it. Enough. Enough, Ibarra.
Oh my gosh.
Go fuck yourself. Shut up, bitch.
Oh, it's really
Now.
popping. It's
No,
crack-a-lacking.
I'm just done with this guy. I'm done with this guy. The only people I go after are CEOs, and he's been a CEO, and politicians. And this guy can fuck himself. He is such a fucking bitch. He is such a fucking bitch. Shut up and go figure out your own shit. Shut up and figure out your own shit. Yes, Xbox and Microsoft fired you twice. Oh, poor baby. Oh, go fuck yourself. Seriously, go fuck yourself. Just shut up. This guy just needs to shut up. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, this guy should know the Playground Games is owned by who? So the studio ain't gonna be fucking making any money, bitch. Publisher makes the money. You should know that. So stop bitching. Stop bitching. It's nothing to do with you. You don't have to worry about Microsoft making money. They're a $4 trillion fucking company. Shut the fuck up. How much you worth? They're worth more. Shut up. Anyway, back to reality. Yes, Xbox maybe just working on the port and figuring out how to get the new engine that they've built for the current gen, port it over to PlayStation. It just take time. What they want to do with it is their problem, and I agree it should go out everywhere at the same time. Fine. Same thing with PlayStation. I don't see why they hold their ports for freaking PC. Get it out now. What the fuck are you doing? But okay, fair enough. If that's what it takes them, whatever, fine. This baloney of Ibarra needs to just stop. And then the other moron that comes around, Sean, comes out and says, I don't understand. I don't know the right thing." Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. You work for fucking useless Tencent. Shut up, Sean. Shut up. These two bitches need to stop bitching. Get over yourself. Oh my God.
Damn, Marky,
Seriously.
is going in.
Seriously.
Crap.
Man.
Man.
You're allowed your stupid ass opinions, but that's all they are, stupid ass opinions. Now, as for TGS itself, I found it a
That
step
was
down.
just the
I did-
intro.
Yeah.
Wait, tell me how you feel about Sean. Tell me how you feel about Sean Layden and Mike Ibarra, and go.
Yes, they're fucking bitches. Both jilted lovers who can't quite fathom the fact that they've been shunted from the two companies that they were part of. It's just the reality.
And you're talking about
just a reality.
Zocker and Gaz, right? Yeah.
No,
okay.
I'm talking about Sean Layden, who was fired, walked out of the fucking building, fired from PlayStation, yet keeps trying to suck their dick.
Oh,
And Mike Ibarra, who was fired twice from Xbox and can't stand the fact that Xbox is still around. Whatever, fine. Anyhow,
You can't
I
do
need
that.
adult.
yes,
Emotional damage.
yeah, that's who they
Man.
are. Now,
Hargeet.
on to TGS.
This is a children's show.
Is it really? Too bad.
No.
Children, turn away.
No.
Now, TGS itself, I thought was a step down. I was not overly impressed. Have to take into account this was intended for an Asian audience, not me. Fine, even though I'm maybe Asian descent. I did not quite enjoy much of it. There was nothing that was. There were a couple of new things. Obviously, Forza's there. Final, yeah, that's fine, but whatever. But I don't think I could say that was enough for me to say this was a great show. I would say that the state of play was better. I think that was like a 7.5, 8 for me. This was like a 6, 6.5. It was just meh. It was just meh. Yes, there were some good announcements, but even the announcements I make, I'm like, yeah, okay, nice, yeah, yeah. No,
hold on,
you're
hold
right.
on, hold on.
Face, you're
before
right.
before we go
Those
too
two can
far,
also F themselves.
before we go too far, shout out to Face 23 Brooklyn, New York, with the $2 super chat. Says Hargeet,
Yep, he's
give
right.
us your opinion on Pete Hines and Shannon Loftus.
He's
Yeah,
Go.
they should shut up too.
he said hard to geet.
Yes. You
Hard,
can't spell the name.
dark,
That's fine.
dark geet.
Hard to geet. Man, that's crazy.
Oh,
But
man,
yeah,
that thing
face,
is
they should shut up
massively
too.
huge.
But anyway, back to TGS. Yeah, I wasn't as impressed. I don't know if it was kind of meh having to watch that first thing in the morning. Whatever. I could have skipped it. Xbox themselves leaked out the Forza Horizon announcement before it was even shown at the freaking show. You know how ridiculous. But yeah, I just wasn't as impressed. There's a couple of cool things there. Not a lot of Game Pass, right? Back to kind of Colt, your thing. Like, why not show stuff that's going to Game Pass? There's a good number of Play Anywheres, but still a good number not. And like, okay, so what was this about? And so there wasn't really that much there for me. Okay, if you're an Asian audience person who likes those kind of games, maybe that was great for you, and that's fine. That's the way it is. So I don't know what that was or how it landed for those in that region. For me, it just didn't land. And the Forza Horizon was, okay, it's kind of cool, like a memorabilia type thing of like, here's where we were with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here we're going with 6. Cool. I wanted to see more. Now, I'll say maybe they didn't want to show any gameplay because they want to wait for announcements of maybe future hardware. Hint, hint. So I don't know what's going on there, but like I would have rather seen actual gameplay. They did not show that, so I will wait to see that, I suppose, but that was kind of disappointing. It was just like a little teaser. It's coming. It's in Japan. Awesome. That was really it. And like, well, this whole show is kind of a meh.
Yeah.
So that was my TGS.
By the
However,
way, shout out
there's
to
more
Lotus
for
is free.
TGS.
Hey, Lotus is
Yeah,
free
go ahead.
gifted 5 memberships here, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Go ahead, Hargeet.
and I don't know if you mentioned Soil Tech renewed for this
Yeah,
membership.
never forget Dark Geet. Yep.
Yes.
I
So
prefer hard Geet. I like the hard Geet.
Yeah.
yeah, right. There were other things at TGS. So there was from Sega a new Virtua Fighter is coming out. They also announced Yakuza Kiwami 3 plus Dark Ties, I think it was. So they basically have an expansion storyline that's really a kind of a full game, or maybe like a half game. I don't know what you're calling it, but basically the size of the man who erased his name, like that level of a game, which is a pretty sizable amount. is tacked on as an add-on to Kiwami 3, which is a redo of the third mainline Yakuza game. So they announced that. That was pretty cool. So I don't know if anybody's interested in those games, but you're getting basically a new, you're getting Kiwami 3, but you're also getting a new mainline sort of offshoot from that series if you're interested, right? So that was a cool announcement. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't think they announced a date yet, but they did announce the game. So if those are of interest to you, then there were a couple of other things from other publishers out there as well. But yeah, so there's more than just Xbox, right? But just to say, TGS is a full arena.
Yeah, it's a full
of other
game
publishers
show.
as well.
Yeah,
So-
it definitely is. I just saw the Xbox one because I figured that's the one that everybody's talking about with the Forza Horizon 6 and all that. It just wasn't a show for me. There was a lot of games in there that I was just like, skip, pass. I'm not buying that. But again, it's probably for a different market, for sure. It's a lot of these games. So they've got to sell, they want to sell to other markets outside of the U.S. for sure. Also, I'm afraid to get into what Mike Ibarra said today after Hargeet's rant.
Round
Hargeet,
two.
take this segment.
Round two.
Round 2.
Okay, Hargeet, go. What did he say today?
So, IGN puts out an article saying Sony is calling the PlayStation 5 generation of consoles its most successful to date after reaching a milestone of 136 billion so far, just under 5 years into its lifespan. Which is great. That's awesome. But that also includes the fact that they have Destiny, which is on what platforms is Destiny on? Is that on PlayStation only? Can you remind me?
Mobile.
Oh, it's on mobile. Oh, I didn't know that. But is that on PC?
Yeah.
Is that
Yes.
on Xbox?
Yes.
Huh. Okay. And the other games they have are on what platforms? Just PlayStation? Oh, they're on PC. Did they move everything over to PC? Huh. Could that be adding to their revenue stream? Oh, that's not counted. That's not counted. Okay. Anyway, whatever. In response, the bitch, Mike Ibarra.
But hey, the console market isn't a successful business. It is if you're doing it right.
Okay. Really.
Jeez.
So, explain to me why you're so jilted. I don't even care about the comments. I'm just so done with your bitchness. Why are you so fucking jilted? Are you looking to see how Xbox fails? Is that what you're looking for? It's like, God damn it, why is this fucking company still around? Is that it, Mike? What is your fucking problem, dude? Why do you give two fucks? You're not there anymore. You got
Maybe.
fired, bitch. Go find your next job and do whatever the fuck you need to do to make that business work. Instead of constantly talking about your ex, maybe you should talk about who's with you now. Who do you work for? Does anybody know who he works for? You know why you don't know? Because the bitch don't talk about his own company. That's
I'll look
who
him
you
up.
are.
Was
Jilted
he promised?
fucking lover.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Wow.
He works for Prize Picks, a gambling company.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Gaz, come get your man. Your dad's going off tonight.
Your dad.
No, dude, you forgot. This has always been me. We used to go back and forth when we had Game on Daily. Unfortunately.
Gaz says he blames
Unfortunately.
So, was Ibarra promised like a job or something at Microsoft and then just got axed? Or
Yeah.
Well,
because it sounds really like he. I mean, I agree with you, Hargy. He does sound like a jilted lover in a way. You know, he's constantly digging at Xbox, and it's just like, it's weird. It's a bit weird.
but there's a big difference between Mike Ibarra, who got pushed out of Xbox, and Sean Layden, who got pushed out of PlayStation. Sean Layden continues to defend the sanctity of PlayStation while he works for Tencent. And he continues to celebrate things that they do that Tencent won't. So he mocks things that Xbox does that Tencent should do. So there's a big difference. If you get pushed out of your company and you're still loyal to them like Sean Layden is, it says a lot about PlayStation and his time there. Mike Ibarra, I can't say because it's partially speculation and stuff that's probably not supposed to be public, but he did not have a good time the years leading up to when he left. And there was a lot of clashing. When he left Xbox and Microsoft. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And he butted heads with some big people and claimed things that he thought were, I can't really say because it's just, I mean, it's bad. And so he feels like,
I've heard things too. Yeah,
he feels like a kicked dog who lost his job at this place that he was building up to be one of the main pieces of leadership because he was vice president. And Phil was the one leading everything and taking all the glory and all of the heat for what Xbox was going through over the decades. So, I don't know.
And you don't know too, like corporate could be cutthroat, right? So you don't know what did or didn't happen to him behind the scenes, whether it was justified or, like whatever happened. But to be sort of fair to him, like he's not like, he didn't Dark Geet through a tweet, right? Like he's still doing it through corporate, thinly veiled criticism, because he still wants to have a job, right? But and Sean, he's still working in the industry, right? So you still have to keep those connections, and you still want the people to work with you, and you know what I mean? There's more corporate schmoozing going on probably for, your current situation, right? But Mike got out and went to gambling, so YOLO, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right about that. Danny Passion Official, thank you for the 10. He says Battlefield 6 is the first-person shooter game of 2025. Apparently, that seems to be the case. I've not even played the beta, so I don't know.
We shall see. I've heard this stuff many times of how there's a Call of Duty killer. Yeah, we'll see.
The thing is like it looks really good, but for me, being the old man,
the campaign doesn't look.
I don't think I could hang with the multiplayer stuff anymore. Not with a shooter like this. But I mean, have fun with it. It should be awesome. If the campaign does review well, I'm definitely going to play the campaign.
Yeah, so far what they've shown of the campaign was okay.
Yeah,
that's it. It wasn't anything spectacular.
Colt, did you see anything at TGS besides Forza that you want to talk about?
No, I didn't watch it. I just saw the announcement for Forza and went from there.
What about you, Holly?
Yeah.
You want to smash a bar in the face with a pickle jar or something? Because
I don't know. I probably shouldn't, but I feel a little bad for the guy.
Fair enough.
Hargeet
destroyed him. I mean, that was really.
I feel extra bad now. I'm like, let me find out his address. I'll send him a box of Kleenex.
Wow.
Don't worry, he can afford to buy Kleenex.
It's very true. It's very true.
Danny said, Hargeet needed to bring the console war. I didn't mention COD. He's not trying to compare COD. He just thinks that
it's no. I just keep hearing how it's a first-person shooter game of 2025, right? That's what you're saying. Which I mean, obviously that's a dig at the big game that comes out every year, right? Call of Duty, which tends to become the winner every time. I keep hearing how, and it has nothing to do with Xbox.
Hargeet,
I just every year I hear, this is gonna be the COD killer.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think like Danny means that. I think when it comes down to it, a lot of people are just excited to have a good Battlefield game back. Because they shit the bed with the last one.
I really hope the campaign does something, but right now, from what they've shown, I don't have that much hype for the Battlefield campaign, and that's on them. They could have shown me something that was much more compelling. Just the simple fact that Call of Duty said 4-player campaign co-op has me way more excited
than what Battlefield has shown me. Now, as far as the multiplayer stuff, and I'm not the multiplayer guy, so for those who like the multiplayer, fantastic that they're doing awesome stuff there in Battlefield. That's great, and I love having the competition. I think it's great. But as far as it being the game of 2025, let's let them both come out. Let's see what ends up happening. I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be something else. And look, we still have other games coming out this year that are shooters. So we'll see what's happening at the end of the year as to who's the best.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this topic here. Let's talk about the $1,000 ROG Ally X, this handheld device that just went up for pre-orders and is selling out in some storefronts. So we don't know how many is allocated. We will say that. And I know that sometimes companies will just put out a certain amount to kind of gauge the excitement for it. And when they start selling out, they can kind of say, they could pretty much put up like a scheduled production forecast for the item. So they can try to gauge it with what's going on in the market. And if you look traditionally at the handhelds, they haven't sold that many, like especially day ones or whatever. So I don't know how many, but it's a small success. I will give them that, to sell out on several storefronts. But this ROG Ally X being $1,000 is a huge, just what the F to me. Like, I don't know what's going on with this price point. Holly, I'll start with you since I haven't started with you yet on a topic.
Where do you start with this thing? Like,
are you gonna buy one? Are you gonna buy one?
I really wanted to sell I have the OG Ally, the first one that came out, and I really wanted to sell it if this price point made that sale close enough that it wasn't too much of a delta. But the prices you're getting for that Ally, they aren't the greatest, and the delta is massively huge.
Wow.
Oh man, that thing is massively huge.
I think you were calling for that. So.
Yeah, that was good. So yeah, $600 for the lower end version. I don't know about that. $1,000 for the high end version is just. Look, I'm sure it has a market, right? It absolutely has a market. It's sold out, like you said. It's sold out in many places, which good for Xbox, good for Asus. You know, yeah, kudos. But at the same time, that price is right on point with a lot of the rest of the better quality handhelds, right? The MSI Claw, just the next iteration, right, is just coming out, and it's more expensive than this. I think it was like $10.59 or something like that I saw. And the IO Neo has been out for years, and it starts, like any decent one starts at like $1,400 or $1,500 and goes up from there. I've seen them for $2,000. So
That's crazy.
I'm not saying that this one is necessarily on par with an IO Neo. You know, I don't know the spec differentials on them, but things are expensive, bro. Like things are expensive,
Gaming's
and
gotten
these
expensive as a whole. You're right. Even the games
Yes.
themselves just going
yeah,
up and up.
tech has seemingly not gotten cheaper. $1,000 is a hard sell, though. I don't know. I don't know the average person in the economy that we've been through in the last 3 or 4 years. Now, you know, inflation is very low now. It's like 2.4%, something like that. But we went through a year of 9.4%. We went through some others, and it's not like inflation goes up and then comes back down, right? And I guarantee everybody talking here did not get a pay bump of 9.4% in the year that inflation was 9.4%.
Nope.
So all of our money goes goes not as far, right? And when you're talking about $80 games, and you're talking about consoles costing $600 to $800 depending on which one you're buying. And then you're talking about a handheld, which is quote unquote optional device, right? Like it's a secondary device for most people who game on a PC or console. Those are the people that want to take those games on the go. I guess to me, there is an interesting market here for people who are interested in PC gaming but don't want to have a big PC sitting in their living room or something like that. That they could get this, take it on the go, kind of like the Switch, right? Take it on the go and then bring it home and dock it and plug it into their TV wherever they want.
But
Although
for those people, I would argue and say, if they're just looking into getting to PC gaming, they could get a gaming laptop for like $750 that would destroy this thing.
but we talked about that though. But I don't personally. If it was me,
But
I
you could
wouldn't
take
want
a
a
gaming
gaming laptop
laptop.
because it's.
You could take
But
it
yeah,
on the
but-
go.
But not everybody wants to mouse and key it, right? And if you're doing that on the train, then you have to have an external mouse.
You have to sit
right?
a laptop on your lap, and then you have
Yes.
to have a controller or use
It's
the
more
mouse
bulk
trackpad.
to carry. It's
Yeah.
bulkier, even if it's petite. It's still a lot bigger
but
than this.
What I was
So-
counter arguing is
And
the
it's not a
people that you were
handheld.
saying that wanted to just get into it without having a big form factor PC.
But
into
it's
PC
also
gaming.
But it's also in this nice, easy shell of hopefully, very smooth and symmetrical, right? For somebody to just sit down, pop, 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 go, right?
There's actually a lot of people that don't like playing those handhelds unless they're docked and they're using a controller as well.
Sure.
Because
Uh,
the
well,
controls themselves are kind of awkward for a lot
But
of
then
people.
I would argue, why are you buying a handheld to begin with?
Because of the price point usually. I mean, they were buying it when it was like $500 when, the Steam Deck came out and everything, and they were just docking it and using it to get into PC gaming and using controllers, using, a separate mouse and keyboard even. There was a lot of people doing that sort of thing. And that's where I would say to those people, you can get a gaming laptop that destroys this Ally X for $756 right now. And
Sure.
I just don't see. I think this price point is just way too high for what you're getting, hardware wise. I don't see it. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying this is, everybody has to decide in your own life, in your own wallet, in your own whatever, right? If something like this is worth it. I think it prices a lot of people out, but clearly enough people have enough interest in this that it's
Yeah.
selling out. And and if you're interested in it, look how console prices have been going up. Who says this is going to get any cheaper? Like, I don't think you could just wait and say in 6 months it'll be knocked down $100 or something like that. No.
Yeah. Danny Passion Official with a 5 says Xbox just confirmed that Legion Go 2 is awesome. They confirmed that, huh? $350 more for an OLED 8.8-inch screen with HDR, VRR. I am buying Legion Go 2. It's better. I don't know anything about the Legion Go's. Colt, you have
Yeah,
a
it's just a
Legion
bit
Go, don't
better.
you? No?
I have a
What
ROG
do you
Ally.
have? And then you have
I have the
something else
ROG
too.
Ally Z1. I have like the middle one, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like Holly said, mine's not worth very much if I wanted to sell it and upgrade. But the handhelds are a market for handheld people. Like, if someone wants a handheld, trying to sell them on a laptop to sit on the train or the plane or in the car they're going to say no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So a handheld is a handheld, and the ROG Ally, you can navigate through most things with the thumbsticks while you're holding on to it. So it's like a portable console with a PC.
Yeah, I get it. I'm
it has
only
a straw.
I'm only speaking to the people that went out there
but
and
I-
bought and docked their Steam Decks to use them as like a mini PC, and played games.
Oh
through
yeah, I mean, I don't
monitors
know.
and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty
I know
expensive.
a lot of people that have done that, so that's what I'm saying.
The whole thing with the price, I have to correct myself because a guy that works with Xbox corrected me, and I said it's too much for $1,000, and I still feel like it's too much. But the Asus ROG Ally X, the one that's close to the power of this new one that's not Xbox branded with ergonomics and all that stuff, that was a $900 console. It was $899. It is right now. If you want to buy the one that's the best one before this Xbox version came out, it's $900. And he said, this one's newer with an AI chip, and it's got all the upgrades, and it's only $100 more, which leads me to believe that people owe some people an apology, because I don't think tariffs affected the price of this thing at all. I don't think tariffs are any reason why it's $1,000, because the Asus ROG Ally X from last year was already $900. And so that just convinces me that these things are super expensive. The MSI Claw is $1,400, I think, and the Lenovo Go is around, I don't remember how much that one is. But all of these things, except for the Steam Deck, are really expensive. And the Steam Deck, the base model Steam Deck and the Nintendo Switch are very low powered compared to their competitors.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. When we're looking at this, you know, $1,000 seems very jarring. But when you look around at the situation in gaming right now,
whoa, hold on. Mike Johnson said, "Stop making excuses." For what? The thing is really super expensive. I'm not buying one for $1,000. But this is how much handhelds are costing right now.
Well,
this is what they are.
It's not even just handhelds. Look at the fucking consoles after 5 years, for crying out loud. They've done nothing but go up. Like,
it's $450 for a Series S right now.
Yeah.
And
insane.
And I don't think that's because of the tariffs either. I think Microsoft's super greedy, and I got a ton of people who finally agreed with me that Microsoft has screwed themselves over so bad that they can't sell the consoles. They're passing on their profit margin to us. They're jacking up the price twice. And everyone's like, wait, PlayStation's going to do it. Just hold on, PlayStation's going to jack the price of theirs too. I don't think they're going to. I think Microsoft is so in the hole on these consoles. They did R&D. They put out all the manufacture and production and the shipping and everything for these things for years on end, and they didn't get even close to the number of consoles that they wanted to so they could make a profit. So the Xbox Series S and X do not turn a profit. Phil said they're losing $100 a unit. You want to know why they're yanking them from Costco? You want to know why they're yanking them from their own store on Microsoft and Xbox.com? Is because they know every time you buy one, you screw them over and they lose money. It's absolutely embarrassing.
You know, I real quick, somebody bringing up the whole Canadian thing and saying, you know, you're laughing at Americans because your prices are going. It's all relative. Your currency is a lot weaker, and it's different.
Yep.
When you actually match it up, I mean, we're not really paying any different than you are. It's just that your currency is weaker. It's different situation. Like, I hate when that's brought up because it's not right. Anyways, but everything is getting.
Start thinking of
expensive
yourself
right
as a
now.
consumer instead of a gaming fan that's a pro bono games analyst. Think of yourself as a consumer, as a gaming fan. What do you think you should be paying for a handheld right now? What do you think you should be paying for PC parts or console? They're way, way overpriced. And PlayStation and Xbox set next generation at $700 to $800 from the get-go.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just that if you're looking at the gaming market right now, it's the prices are just going up, and especially when you're looking at these consoles after 5 years. Look at what's happening. So it's not shocking that we're getting $1,000 with a handheld. I don't think it's worth it personally. I don't think these consoles are worth the price that they're going for now. $700, $800 for a console now with 2 terabytes. No, that is not worth it. It's insane, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at today.
Yeah.
I just figured I'd respond to this just so you know why. It's because I'm sitting in front of a 48-inch TV. That's my monitor. And when I look up, I'm actually looking at the top row where the tabs are for my browser. So it's nothing else to do with it. It's just that. So when I'm looking at even Fonz,
he's up on the top here because of just the way the screen is.
Yeah.
So it's that's why I'm looking up.
Freaking Hargeet with all his gear. He's got to go big or go home.
Sorry.
Yeah, love it.
And you know, okay, so there's two parts of this, and my response to this, I agree, $1,000 is a lot. Like sticker shock from a consumer perspective, it's a lot. I get that, and then even $600 is a lot, and you know, so and that's fair from a consumer perspective. If you feel like it's a lot, it is fine, right? And that's a decision for you to make as a consumer. Do you want it or not? Do you care for the price? If you do, then don't buy it, right? If you think it's reasonable for the price, then buy it, right? It's up to you as a consumer, and that's how consumer markets work, right? An open market system.
Yeah.
If it's too expensive, you don't buy it, and they get they'll get the message that that's too much, right? That's how it works. So, if it's gonna sell well, great. If it's not, that's a consumer decision. We'll see what happens. Is it expensive? I was hoping it would come in lower, but it didn't shock me that it was that much. Why? Because I understand this tech. It is what it is. Unfortunately, yes, Fonz, you can find a laptop with somewhat similar capabilities, but not really, right? This is a brand new processor. Every time you have a new thing, you're paying for that newness. Unfortunately, early adopters pay more. Suckage. It is what it is. But should you have to pay $2,000, $2,500 for a 5090? No, but that's what it costs, right? This thing actually got scalped. I don't know why, but for some reason it's available.
Is anybody really going to pay $2,600 for
I
this?
have no idea
handheld?
why.
No. It's so stupid.
You should not. There's no reason. But yeah, so look, it's unfortunate that this is the way the world is going. Things are getting expensive. It's unfortunate. But look, from a personal perspective, I don't care. 900 to 1,000 isn't going to kill me. So I bought one, but I'm looking at it from I want to see the journey of the interface, the ergonomics. I want to understand what this is from the market perspective, right? So because they're shifting the market. So I want to see what that means, right? Like if they're going to really change their core OS look and feel, if they're going to go into a handheld market, how are they going to make that work in an offline setting versus an online setting? What do they make that feel like, right? So that's what so I'm going into this more analytically than I am just from a consumer perspective of just buying it to play on it. I want to see what they're doing with it, right? So that's why I bought one. I don't know what the market's going to be for this. I don't expect it to sell a lot. If it does, that would be kind of surprising. But okay, cool. If it does like Steam Deck numbers, that's pretty impressive. If it does something in that range, that's still pretty good. But is it going to sell like 40 million of the? I highly doubt you're going to get anything like that. It's just not.
Handhelds have their own market.
Yeah, outside of Switch.
Attachment.
It's like you're not really going to get to this high I don't expect it to be in the same ranges of the consoles on the TV. I wouldn't expect it to be anything like that. This is its own little market. Now, could it grow? Sure, it could. I don't know if it does. If it does in the future, that's great. Maybe they have some analytics for that, but what we've seen so far does not seem to represent that, right? You've seen enough of these devices out there. Steam Deck does pretty well. The others do reasonably well. Then again, we're not talking in the tens of millions. It's just not in that range. So as long as you look at the market for what it is, it's good enough. There's always this assumption that if you enter a market, you have to somehow outdo Nintendo. No, you don't. You have to make enough money for it to be viable.
And there's no subsidy in a handheld.
Yeah,
the handhelds are priced to make money. There's no subsidy.
Exactly. These companies are coming in.
Asus doesn't make any software money at all.
Yeah, they need to make money on the device. When they're selling the device, they need to make money, right? That's how it works. It is a different market, and so don't expect the same level of sales. However, if it's of interest to you, buy it. If it's not, don't buy it. It's just that simple. You don't have to go crazy with this. This is not, like the end all be all of Xbox. This is not a gen whatever Xbox. It's an open device for you to choose if you want to use it in a portable fashion. That's it. So
it's not even made by Xbox officially.
Exactly.
It's an Asus product.
So,
yeah.
It is an Xbox.
Asus is taking the full brunt of the financial responsibility for this thing. They're making all the money. I don't know what kind of deal they struck with Xbox, but that the Asus set the price so that they could make money on it day one. They're not going to lose money because they can't. They're not getting any cut of the games at all.
So Xbox would basically be licensing technology to them, right? To say, hey, you want our whatever features, we'll put them in there. Fair enough, and here's the licensing fee, whatever that is. So that's how they're going to make money off of it. From a Microsoft side, right? From the other side of it, of course, if people buy games that happen to be made by Microsoft or subscribe to Game Pass, they would make whatever they make off of that. But either way, there's also Windows, right? Windows itself is licensed. So I don't know. I'm a little I guess not shocked, but annoyed maybe to a point that it's that expensive. But again, I just ultimately, I just keep seeing all these components going up in price. Like, it's just crazy how expensive things have gotten in the tech world. Will they come down at some point? Maybe they do. I don't know. But reality is, I think things are changing. The idea of free or government coerced labor in China is kind of also ending. And that kind of just changes the whole gamut. People were expecting that sort of bad labor. That's kind of gone. Even there, that's not really being looked at as okay anymore. And when you do that, you have to pay. You have to pay for these things. We've been banking on this free labor thing, and it doesn't exist anymore. You have to kind of deal with that. So now that reality is hitting, you're gonna pay for your stuff. And so we had a correction, and
Colt, are you falling asleep? I think Colt's falling asleep.
No, I'm sitting here listening to him.
Your eyes were
and like
just
Holly
going-
pointed out, inflation came. It did,
No.
and inflation sucked. And it's not gone. It's it's baked in now. The rate has gone down. That means we're not increasing as much as we used to, but it's still there. So we have to kind of unfortunately catch up. So yeah.
Oh my gosh,
so Colt doesn't get
Fonz.
around it. But yeah, this is it's
No,
just the
I'm
way it
sitting
is.
here listening.
I don't like that they came out at these prices, but there's fairness to it. It is what it is. I'm looking at the other alternatives. They're also very expensive. It's okay, so they're doing what they can. I wish it was cheaper, but it isn't. And again, this is not intended for everybody. Don't buy it if it's not for you. You don't have to go spend that kind of money, right? And like Fonz pointed out, there are laptops that are cheaper. You have to figure out what makes sense for you
if
as a
you're just
consumer.
trying to get into PC gaming, if that
so-
is your goal, and there are laptops that are cheaper. You can.
There are little mini PCs you can buy that are pretty decent that are cheaper. You can just buy that if you're just putting it under a TV, right? So again, this is just a part of the many things. I mean, Colt, you pointed this out. Xbox is everywhere, and now even PlayStation, but basically everywhere you want, right? If you want it on your TV, you've got it. You want it on a PC, you got it. On a laptop, you got it. You want it now on a portable, you've got it. You've got a console, whatever format you like. You can play it through the cloud on a mobile. You can whatever you want. They'll give you access anywhere you want. It used to be not on PlayStation. Now it's even there. They don't care. Fine, even buy it on PlayStation. They'll be putting up, I'm sure, a bunch of games on Switch. They don't care. Just engage. That's all they're looking for is engage with them, right? So they are everywhere. This is just yet another avenue. Engage with that if you like. We've seen Project Magnus is potentially coming. There's plenty of leaks about that. That's going to be another engagement model. That'll be a console-based engagement model, right? So you have options. Up to you to choose however you want. Yes, it's expensive, but then again, what they're giving you just unfortunately is expensive. So it kind of sucks, but whatever. I was hoping for lower, but the second they didn't announce, and this I'm going to call out in TGS, they said, oh, we have the ROG, and they didn't even tell you when to look for the price drop or the announcement of when you can pre-order. They didn't say anything about that. I'm like, yeah, it's going to suck. The price is going to suck. That's why they didn't want to put it in the show, because the price is going to suck.
They knew.
They should have at least
and then
told
they had
you
them,
when it's dropping.
Then they had them physically there for people to open them up and take them. And have them signed by Phil and Sarah. Phil and Sarah's like, here, let me sign your $1,000, $500, $600 handhelds. They were ready.
We
How
don't
come
know
you
what it
didn't
is in
get one,
Japan.
Colt? Why didn't they give one to you?
Because I wasn't in Tokyo.
Oh,
Yes.
it was in Tokyo when they did.
I don't know. No, I don't know. They weren't giving them away. They were selling them, and people were taking them home.
Oh,
Yeah.
So are you gonna buy?
So
one?
they had them ready. And then I was told that the price was not announced for so long because they were waiting on the tariff situation. And then I look at the price, I'm like, you didn't do anything with the tariffs. I think Hargeet's right. They wanted to wait to the last possible second for sticker shock so people could just say, oh man, I already told myself I was getting one. And I saw tons of Xbox fans. I got mine day one. I don't care. I don't care what the price is. I'm like, cool. I'm really happy for you. I paid $700 for mine, and hey, maybe Xbox didn't send me one for review because they've heard me gripe about how handhelds are such a pain in the drain. Because they are not, and I don't think PC guys, I don't think people who want to get into PC buy handhelds. Like, if you've heard that, that's got to be like a very sliver of a minority of people are like, hey, I wanted to get into PC gaming. This would be the best way to do it. I think handhelds are more geared towards console gamers who want to have their console gaming on the go and then learn that only a certain fragment of those games are available on there. And then they kind of get into PC gaming through Steam and stuff because that's what the ROG Ally and Steam Deck and those other handhelds do. But then they learn, wow, this is not as convenient as being on a desktop or being on a console.
So you won't be buying one then?
I've said many times on my show when people have asked me, no, I'm not buying the Xbox ROG Ally X. I already have one, and I mean, I couldn't even play Borderlands 4 on it. And I actually don't even think that had anything to do with that port. I just think that it's really tough to get modern day acceptable performance sometimes on a handheld. Holly, you have one. I mean, have you had problems trying to put modern games on it?
Yeah. To be fair, I haven't used mine in a while because of I haven't been commuting to work as much, but I will be soon. So I was gonna fire it back up. But the battery in it is doggy doo doo boo boo poo poo.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been since day one. It's not like it's just old and the battery is, going
Ollie,
bad.
I'm going to ask you to watch your language on the show, please.
Yes, that's right. I should bring it down to Hargeet's.
yeah, please, at least.
I got like an hour and a half on the plane, and I went, what?
Broom. Yep.
Yep.
I think one of the major issues too is you've got such demanding games now. Like UE5 games, trying to put that on these handhelds is a
when
struggle.
When I first got it, and Shrouded it was an early access, right? But it had come out, and
I didn't know you
when
played that. We could have been playing that together.
I've only played it for like an hour because I wanted it to be my Ally game, and it would not run on that Ally to save nothing on God's green earth. And that was the day it came out, and the game was still in early access, and it was new too. So I've never played the game because I was just like, okay, I'll play it on PC, which I never got around to yet. I want to play it, but I could not get it to run on the Ally. Full stop. And that's not a big game. You know what I mean? That's not Borderlands. That's not Call of Duty. That's not, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be that intensive.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got a phone call. I'm just trying to respond. Hargeet, we had a super chat here addressed to you.
Sure.
Go ahead.
RC Polygons, Hargeet and panel, thoughts on rumors of Saudi, PIF, Silver Lake, and Kushner's Affinity partners taking EA private. Could MS counter with acquisitions like Take-Two, Epic, or even Valve? Well, this isn't a platform buying them, right? It's just an open thing to take them private. I don't know what the potential of that is. I mean, if they want to go private, fair enough. That's a whole corporate decision with EA themselves. I don't know what the value or upside is. It's up to them. If it helps them in some ways to not need quarterly returns, it's fair enough. That's something that might be better for them. That's up to them, right? So whatever makes it work for them financially, fair enough. So. This is just EA. Like, the other question wouldn't be, should Microsoft counter with acquisitions of others? The question is, should they put in a bid and say, hey, we can also, by the way, just drop, whatever, what are they worth now? Like 40, 50, something, like whatever they're worth. We could counter it and say, we're going to buy it for X. I don't think they're going to do that right now. I think they're trying to just keep themselves afloat correctly. I think they have a lot of internal issues to figure out themselves, so once they figure that out, they could work it. Though EA does have those annual games that just happen to be very cool for a subscription type thing, because they happen to have the partnership with EA already to have EA Play as part of a Game Pass, right? So Could it be a value to them? Sure, right? You definitely have some of those black hole games, right? They have them. But could that become a problem owning Battlefield and Call of Duty and Doom and Halo? And like, I don't know. At some point, it becomes a question of how much competition would they have. So it's interesting, right? So, but yeah, I don't know if they would counter anything right now. I'm not sure where they are on that spectrum of trying to buy the next big publisher or next big anything. I think they're going to try to solidify the market the way they are. But if they had to buy something, the area that they're lacking in is actually Japanese content. But I think what they're looking for is to get Satya and Amy off their back, and that would be something in that EA Take-Two realm, or something like Valve, right? Because they just rake in money.
Is that Mountain Dew?
They just want to rake in money.
A&W.
Oh yeah, it's
A&W Zero.
the best soda on the market.
Yep, it is. In fact,
It's Sevia.
It's water.
Fonz ordered. What did you buy? The A&W ice cream
Cream
sundae.
soda?
Oh, it's terrible. Terrible. It tastes
don't
like no, I don't like cream soda either. But what it tastes like, it's an ice cream sundae soda, zero
Root
sugar.
beer. Yeah.
Oh.
A&W root beer ice cream
It's
sundae.
no,
or
it
something.
has nothing to do with root beer. Let me tell you, it tastes like
Okay.
if you were to put like 5 Werther's candies in your mouth. Those Werther's butterscotch things.
Oh,
And-
Oh, yeah.
Red's
And-
favorite. Yeah.
Yep.
Red would love this soda because it tastes just like that. It doesn't
That
taste like
doesn't
ice
sound
cream.
good at all. I'm sorry.
It's gross. To me.
I was told
and,
a really
and here's why I bought it though. It was on sale at my local grocery store for $3 a 12-pack. So I thought, oh, this is really cheap. And then I found out
Was it in your
why it's so
grocer's
cheap.
freezer?
It's your grocer's freezer. Yeah. No.
I did hear a really good tip though. I
Cullen
heard
Prime
that
likes it.
if you get like the pre-made vanilla protein shakes, like an
Yep,
Orgain
yep.
or something, and you use A&W or Coke or whatever, right, that you want, like it's supposed to be like a solid root beer float, most amazing thing ever, and you get
Yep.
like 25 grams protein.
I just drink.
I've tried
water
it and
on
I'm
the
still
show.
straight.
I'm trying to drink more water. You mean you don't bathe in echinacea?
Yeah, I was bathing in echinacea, so I needed to get some A&W Zero in me. Yep.
That's right. That's right.
I heard Quint likes A&W Zero.
Oh, Quint.
Freaking Quint. Guys, if you play Borderlands 4, just let Quint die.
Yeah.
Just let him die. He really doesn't matter. Anyways, you'll know. Yeah, if you know, you know. Well, guys, I got to stop the show here. I've got to make a phone call. It's kind of important. But I had a great time talking with everybody today. We got all the topics out that we were going to talk about. So, yeah, if you would, Colt, let everybody know where they can find you. And, yeah, get out of here.
You can find me on Games Talk Live once in a while as a guest. One of the great podcasts of Saturday, next to our other podcasts that we're friends with. That we'll save that for another ad. Check out my video I put out today that covers the games that Xbox is supposed to put out in 2026 and an update on where they are and why they are not out yet. But that's what I'm doing. Just kind of cranking along and playing lots of games. Even playing a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 4. The game that started it all for me, got me like rehooked into games like no other. So, yeah, that's it. That's me.
No age
Colt
shaming in
Eastwood.
the chat, please. No age shaming. Holly, where can people find you?
My channel is that blue number. I played Baby Steps earlier this week. I think I'm going to continue it tomorrow. So if you want to see me rage at walking with 2 feet, then come and watch me play that. And
Or watching real life. Yeah. You have a hard time
it's-
walking. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I got to learn that thing called walking. And then I am working on a longer series of videos getting into Exodus. I'm going to do a lot of lore videos about the types of characters, the world of Exodus, just kind of all of the lore around Exodus. So if you're interested in Exodus, then you should come and follow my channel, and I'll be popping those videos out maybe like once a month or so as we get closer to the launch. So that's it. Thank you, guys.
Nice.
Thanks for having me on,
No.
Fonz. Appreciate it.
No, appreciate it. Hargeet, let everybody know where they can find you, all those podcasts, the book, the channel.
Yeah.
And when is your next video?
I have no idea, man. I probably should make some videos, but whatever. All right. Book is
You should make one on Mike Ibarra. I think you should do
Oh
that.
God. Why bother wasting my breath on that guy? Hargeet Chani One is my channel on YouTube. I'll be on with Web Dave tomorrow at 7 p.m. US Eastern Time, and then with Boom on Wednesday 7 p.m. US Eastern Time. All of our gaming. And then with C-Money and Doodle on Friday at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time on Point for Gamers. And then we'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll have some more fun news.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure, there's all sorts of things going on. There's lots of games coming out. Hades 2 just got reviewed. It's like 90s meta. Ghost of Yote reviewed well.
Ghost of Antifa is doing very well in reviews.
Yeah.
Fonz!
87 right now.
Yeah.
Just
Good stuff, man.
exactly the
Lots
same
more games
score as Halo Infinite when it dropped. Exactly the same. 87. Great score. Anyways, what's wrong, Colt? We're waiting for the PC version of Ghost of Antifa for sure, but can't wait to play that. Anyways.
Nothing was wrong. I had to sneeze really bad.
Oh, okay. He fell asleep.
It wasn't you
He's
being a
sneezing
massive platform console warrior at that moment in time.
No.
It was me having to sneeze.
Never. I don't do that.
Never.
I'm on PC.
Never.
I don't console war. All right. With that said, I want to thank everybody for coming out, watching the live show, and of course, listening after the fact. Thank you. Appreciate all of you. Until next time, game on, everybody.